A new ag production facility in Box Butte County gets funding from the Scottsbluff City Council. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. And our top story, the Scottsbluff City Council has given the green light for a Panhandle business expansion estimated at $11 million. During Monday night's meeting, council members gave unanimous approval for a $250,000 LB 840 loan to Walther Farms as they expand its potato storage and processing facility south of Alliance. Nebraska plant manager Henry Nera told the council that the new facility would create at least 8 jobs and stems from an increased contract from Frito-Lay.
So there'll be 3 new storage buildings on that site, as well as a new washing and packaging shed. We're looking at doing some top sizing, taking the real big potatoes off the top, and those are going to In-N-Out Burger for fresh made French fries. And so all that will be happening out of that new location.
Some council members were concerned that this project isn't based directly in Scottsbluff, but after further discussion, the council agreed that the economic impact will come back into the community. Well, with only a few more days for fireworks to be discharged, Scottsbluff Fire Chief Tom Shingle is offering up reminders to residents to ensure that firefighters aren't forced to respond to any fires due to firework negligence.
So if you're discharging fireworks, we always recommend have a garden hose or some other extinguishing source with you. I always recommend a bucket of water so all discharged fireworks can get soaked for, we recommend 24 hours, but soak them for a good amount of time before just throwing them away. It's always good to make sure that whatever container you do throw it away in is metal if possible. If not, again, make sure they're very soaked and wet and completely cool before discharge or throwing them in the refuse. And then some other things to just be aware of is don't discharge them at or towards people, animals, or houses. Discharge them where they're intended to be discharged. Just always be aware of your surroundings, traffic, neighbors, and don't let small children or really any children discharge fireworks. Make sure that they're supervised and have an adult present that's responsible for all that fun festivities.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Tri-City Stormwater would like to remind parents and kids that after all the fireworks have gone off, take time to pick up and clean your litter. Without your help, firework packaging and paper can clog our storm drains, and the residual metals and toxic chemicals enter and pollute our waterways. Fireworks are a great way to celebrate our freedom, and with a little help, we can keep our water free of pollution. It's our water, our responsibility.
Welcome back. A man who was arrested in connection to a January stabbing in Morrill has had the case against him dismissed. 52-year-old Martin Palama was taken into custody after reportedly stabbing a woman, forcing her to seek treatment for non-life-threatening injuries at the emergency room. He had been facing charges including use of a weapon to commit a felony and burglary, but County Attorney Dave Eubanks tells KNEB News that one of the key witnesses would not cooperate, forcing him to drop the charges. Well, 2.5 years after getting arrested following a Kimball County traffic stop involving drugs and weapons, a California woman has been sentenced. In November 2021, troopers uncovered 37 pounds of marijuana, more than a pound of psilocybin mushrooms, and a loaded handgun. In May, passenger Andrew Mendoza was sentenced to 6 months of intensive supervised probation and a fine of $5,000. Last week in district court, the driver, 22-year-old Myra Williamson, was sentenced to just a $500 fine after pleading no contest to amended charges. And University of Nebraska President Jeffrey Gold announced that he has named H. Dele Davies the Chief Academic Officer at the University of Nebraska Medical Center for more than a decade as UNMC's interim chancellor. Dr. Davies' appointment is effective immediately, subject to formal approval by the Board of Regents. Davies, previously the Senior Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs and Dean of Graduate Studies, succeeds Dr. Gold, who assumed the role of NU President after a decade as UNMC's Chancellor.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least one float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
Santa in the pool? Oh my! Renewal by Anderson's incredible Christmas in July 2024 event is so great that even Santa is shocked. 20% off, no money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. No payments until 2026. Windows, patio, and entry doors from Renewal by Anderson. And Renewal's Acclaim and Ensemble lines are the best of the best. Imagine no payments until 26. Please visit rbawyoming.com now. It's Christmas in July at Renewal by Anderson. It's so good even Santa is shocked.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Ag Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Jeff Peterson, the president of Heartland Farm Partners, is our guest. Jeff, USDA quarterly stocks report and acreage report, as I mentioned, came out, and the markets do what markets do. They trade the information. What did you see?
Yeah, it was really interesting. You know, we did get some surprises, which I guess these reports can do that. Coming in first on the corn acres, 91.475 million acres. That was a surprise. The trade was looking for 90.269, so it was up 1.2 million acres from the average trade estimate. And when we go back and look at the March prospective planning report, it's actually up 1.439 million acres from there. So a higher overall corn number. On the soybean side, soybeans came in at 86.1 million acres. You know, the trade was looking for 86.861 million acres. So that actually came in 761 million acres below what the average trade estimate was. And that would be 410,000 acres below where it would have been in March. So that gives us an idea from the acre side. A couple things, comments about the acres. I think going forward, what we're going to find is that even though they didn't talk about special surveys, there is still a number of acres out there that are, I would say, as a result, probably didn't get planted. So I think this will be the biggest corn acre number we'll see on the planted side. The other thing that we didn't discuss too much yet is the harvested acre number going forward because of the amount of flooding that's happened. Bryce, I think what we'll find is that we'll actually see that harvested acre number come down also in the future.
Well, with all this information, we have to combine the June acreage report with the quarterly stocks because those reports coming out at the exact same time. Any surprises or things of note for the stocks?
Yeah, on the quarterly stock side, yeah, it did come in a little bit higher also, 4.993 billion bushels. That's up about 126 million bushels. Over on the soybean side, about 13 million bushels higher.
So, Jeff, let's talk about where we go from here. The market's going to digest this information right now. Corn is trading lower as a result, and beans up about 10 as you and I sit and have this conversation. What's going to be important moving forward?
Well, we're seeing some recovery in the markets, after we saw kind of the initial pressure on this. I think the markets are going to go back looking at the U.S. and also world weather from here. So I think we're putting in some major lows here at this moment, Bryce.
All right. Appreciate the information. Jeff Peterson, he's the president of Heartland Farm Partners, our guest here in the noon hour.
Welcome to Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. Whether you're a wine enthusiast, a whiskey sommelier, a tequila connoisseur, or you just love your beer, Kelly's has the best selection of what you're looking for. Family owned and operated since 1946 and right on 27th Street in Scottsbluff. Come see us today at Kelly's Liquor, your liquor cabinet. And remember to be a good neighbor. Don't drink and drive. Kelly's Liquor, West 27th Street in Scottsbluff.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the Nebraska Chamber and Nebraska Manufacturing Alliance are once again hosting a contest to find the coolest thing created or manufactured in the state. Nominations are now open for the coolest thing made in Nebraska and will be taken through the end of July, and there's no limit to the number of product nominations. The competition, now in its third year, highlights the abundance of products made in the state and is an opportunity for manufacturers with Nebraska facilities to show off their best products. Last year's winner was an all-terrain wheelchair produced by Rocket Mobility of Columbus. You can find a link to the nomination form in our story on KNEB.com. Well, that is it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.